Don't build 30 automations. Build these 3, you'll catch leads fast and follow up automatically. So whenever you first log in over here, there's automations. You click on that, it brings you right here. So once we're here, all we have to do is we want to create a workflow. So I'm going to show you the 3 must-know workflows for Go High Level. The first one is going to be very simple. You're going to deliver something that people signed up for, right? This is what is known as a squeeze page funnel, and it's the automation that runs behind that funnel. And I'll kind of explain it a little bit as we go. Another example of this would be a checklist. If you're like an accounting firm or something like that, hey, get your checklist in time for tax season. They sign up for it. They have to put in their name, email address, maybe their phone number, and then they can download that. And one of the ways that you do that is whenever people land on your website, you have a free offer, right, that you offer people. You want them to take that offer because that grows your list. It turns them into a lead. You now have their contact information and you can send them emails and text messages and call them, not in a spammy way, but you're actively collecting leads on this page. So what happens when they click the button to sign up, right? They enter their name, they enter their email address, they enter their phone number, and they click, send me my video course, send me my ebook, send me whatever it is that you want to give people. Send me that. What happens? This is what we're going to do right now. So we're going to call this, and we'll just leave it as this. Or actually, we'll do lead magnet workflow. Okay, so what happens is somebody fills out a form. Okay, so that's our trigger. Anytime somebody fills out the specific form, then it's going to kick off this specific workflow. Okay, so all I've done over here is I've clicked new trigger, come in here, click and type in form, right? Form submitted is the event trigger that we want. So we're going to click that. It's going to add it to this for us. So we have form submitted as our trigger. We want to add a filter, form is, and then we're going to click the free checklist form. Okay, so the idea is we're telling people, hey, sign up for a free checklist and you'll get it. Right? And so now we're making sure that people can get it. They come in here, they fill out the trigger. The next thing that we want to do is we want to send an internal notification. Okay. This is going to you, your team, whoever, but it is internal. So here's the way that I set it up. Again, look at these other options. You can set it up however you want with an email notification through Go High Level, a text message, a WhatsApp message, whatever it is. I always do email. And then you write who it's from, right? From Christian at paperghostdigital.com. And then you select the user, right? So you can select anybody who's in Go High Level already, or you can do a custom email if it's somebody who's not in Go High Level. So that means we can do something like helmsmedia@gmail.com, which is my personal email address. Then the subject would be something like, right? And okay, so these are called custom values over here. So you don't have to use them. You could just say new lead signed up and leave it at that. Or if you want to get kind of fancy with it, you click over here, you click contact, and you click first name, right? So now that subject is going to be populated with that person's first name that they entered on the form. So instead of saying a new lead, it's going to say, Janice signed up or something like that. Checklist, right? Janice signed up for the checklist. John signed up for the checklist. Awesome. Now you can attach templates here. For the time being, we're not going to do that. I'll show you that in another video. We're going to make a really simple message, okay? We're going to say, congrats on the new sign up. We just sent out the checklist. Right? Which isn't true yet, but it's going to be true because all of this stuff is going to kind of kick off at the same time. So after that, we're going to say here's some more info, ... And then we can come down here. And if we want to, we can add our contact email address. You can do contact phone number, whatever it is. And then we'll sign it off with cheers, Christian. Something like that. Hit save action. Perfect. It puts it in here. Mind you, we can come in here and we can rename some of these things, right? The checklist form submitted, for example, if you have multiple things, and then like internal notification, you can change the action name there if you need to, we're not going to worry too much about it. The next thing that I suggest that you do is simply add a contact tag right there. So what this means, right, we don't have any. So all we have to do is just do checklist sign up, right? Something like that. So you know where they came in from. We know that they came in from signing up for the checklist for our accounting firm or whatever it is, right? And then you just click add new tag and it'll create it for you. And then we want to save action. So here again, add tag, we can do checklist sign up, and then I'll do tag added or something like that, right? So again, it's descriptive. And then we only have one more thing to do. So all we have to do now is simply send it to them. So that's going to be an email, right? Send email, super easy. And we will come in here and again, we'll do the same thing. Same thing here, and we'll say, here's your free checklist. Exclamation point. Cool. Okay. Quick compose. Pretty cool. It's just this. Super basic. Right. You can do from Smart Builder or select existing template. Again, in another video, we're going to show you how to do the templates. Smart Builder isn't really something that I use too much. And then Quick Compose is going to be a very basic email, which is completely fine because that's all we need for this, this example. So what we can say is, hey, and then we'll go ahead and say their name in here, contact first name. First, I just wanted to say, thank you for signing up to get the checklist. Whoops, checklist. Here it is, okay? So compose your email, make it however you want, do a nice little sign off here or whatever. Cool, and then you have choices here. You can obviously add a link to that checklist. You can also add an attachment. So you can drag and drop something in here that will be sent as an attachment. So those are the two ways that you can kind of give somebody something through this email. So if we save that action, fantastic. So we now have everything set up. So then all you have to do is you have to flip it to publish and then click on save. So because I just want to show how this works exactly, let's go ahead and we're going to add an attachment, and I'm just going to add the only thing on this MacBook because this is a recording MacBook. And we're going to send a picture of a fire tower. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click save here. Let's go back, and I'm just going to show you exactly where all of this stuff comes into place. So our forms are over here. This is the form that we have. Super basic. You can make this look way better than I do right now, but it's going to work for the sake of our example. And if we come over to websites, let's go to junk haulers, go to edit, and we're just going to plop this in here, and then we're going to fill it out and just have it kick off. So there should be a place over here that's a survey, and I don't want it to be a survey, so let's make it, add the form in, come in here, click this, free checklist form, perfect, and now we can just delete this one. Yep, like so, perfect. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save this, and then we will preview it, and this should give us the live version of it. So if I come in here and I say my name is Christian, whoops, and my email address is christian@paperghostdigital.com. Make sure I spelled that right, paperghostdigital.com. Cool. Then we just click the button that I forgot to change out to, it should say submit, but it says button. So we click that and it's going to submit it for us. And it says, hey, we appreciate your feedback. Again, that's another thing that we can change. And we want to see exactly what we get. So this is the email that just came in, as you can see, 0 minutes ago. Hey, Christian, right? So I did populate my name. Awesome. Good test here. It sent me my checklist, also known as this awesome background image that I have on my computer. So it did send that to us. So that is the client side. Now let's see what the other side receives. Okay. So this is the business owner basically that sent out, or that gets sent the internal notification that says Christian signed up for the checklist. Congrats on the new sign up. We sent out the checklist. Here's some additional info, and it gives me their email address. So this fires off. We have one more thing to look at, and that is we want to know if it tagged them and created a contact for them. So we go over to our contacts, and right in here we have Christian at Paper Ghost Digital has signed up, and the tag is checklist sign up. So we know that everything is fired off properly, and if you want to go through each and every step of it, right? Also, we can see back here, total enrolled is one person, active enrolled is nobody, because obviously everything kicks off at one time. So it just makes it a super smooth system. Everything happens simultaneously, basically. Email notification sent to us, the business owner. Tag added to them so we know who came in, where they came in from. And then the email sent to them delivering whatever it is that we promised them, whether that's your course or whatever else. Okay. And the last thing that I want to mention here is if we go over to execution logs, you can actually see when everything happened. So we can see that Christian was added to the workflow. We can see that the internal notification went out. The checklist sign up tag was added. The email went out to give Christian access to that checklist. And then we removed Christian from that workflow because the workflow is over. It had no more steps to it. Now, the second workflow that I want to show you guys is going to be very similar to this first one. In fact, most of the time it's combined with this first one. So let's do it this way. I'm going to duplicate the first. And instead of saying lead magnet workflow, we're going to say welcome workflow. Actually, we'll say lead magnet and welcome. Okay. So this is going to be kind of the step above what we just did. So we're going to keep it super simple. We're going to leave everything the exact same here. And we're going to say in this as the action name, since it used to be our only email that we sent out. Now it's not going to be. We're going to build onto this. So we're going to say this is the lead magnet email. Okay. So that tells us, hey, this email right here that goes out sends them their checklist. The next step after that is we probably want to wait a little bit. So let's add a wait. Right? We want to wait for, let's just say, a day, 1 day. Okay. So this, as you can see right before where it was like person removed from workflow. In this case, people are going to have a wait right here. So you'll see a number that says like one person waiting or whatever right here. And so you'll actually have multiple people actively enrolled as they go through this system. So we add wait. And then we add another email, okay? And this email we can just call email number 2 if we wanted to. In the same, I'm going to do something really simple here. So if you click this, you click copy action, you can just paste the action right here. And now it kind of gives us the from name and everything's kind of filled out already. So we can just come in here, remove that and say email number 2. Okay, saves us a little bit of time. Okay, so now the welcome workflow is something that is designed to push people in whatever direction you want. Again, not in a pushy or salesy way necessarily, but more in a, hey, I would love if you did this. It doesn't have to be, hey, buy my thing. It can also be, you know, I'm very active on YouTube. Please subscribe over there, you know, so you can start growing that audience while you're, you know, getting more people in over here or whatever it is. It can be, hey, join this list or like, join this subscription model or whatever else, you know, buy my book, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't have to be. It can also be another really common one is, right, if I'm going to give away a checklist as an accountant, what do I want people to do? Well, I don't want them to come in and buy an accounting book from me. What I want them to do is I want them to schedule a call with me, right? Because I'm an accountant service. Like that is my service. I'm not selling digital products necessarily or physical goods. I'm selling a service. And so my goal is to actually get somebody to come in and sign up on my calendar in order to work with me. Or at least do kind of an orientation or like to see if they would be a good fit. So let's go with that. So let's go with the accountant idea. And so we will say, I'd love to get to know you or something like that. Again, just for the sake of example. And then in here, all you would do is just kind of explain what you want them to do. So we want them to book a spot on our calendar. So let me save that really quick. Let me show you how to create a calendar. If we go over to calendars, calendar settings, connections, and then we want to add new, Google Calendar, and let's add this. Yep, we want to check that box, allow it. So this is going to allow lead connector to connect to our calendar. Perfect. So it is integrated. So now if we go back to calendars, new calendars, personal booking, accounting calendar, right? Now I'm auto selected here. We can leave this as whatever we want, or you can change it if you want to. Manage meeting, right? You can have minutes, hours, whatever you want to do. Booking availability, 5 a.m. or 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We go ahead and hit confirm. We'll just take the defaults on this one, and here is our link. Now, we don't need to copy this link because we're going to build something out really quick in Go High Level, and I'm not going to touch that. Okay, so now all we have to do is you just need to add it to your site. So if we go over to websites, I'll show you how to do this. I'm just going to create a new page and call it calendar. Calendar, and we'll just go ahead and create new. So all we're going to do is create basically a blank page that has a calendar on it for people to sign up. So if we come down here, I just want to create from blank for this example. And you can style this however you would like to. Just do one column, add, and we will type in calendar. And then we just click here and we tell it which calendar we want it to populate. And it populates it for us, okay? Then all we have to do is hit save. Super easy, right? So now I want to open this, and then we're going to go back to this page because we're going to use that calendar link here in a second to show you that everything works. Come back to automation, lead magnet, setup and workflow, right? Email 2. Okay, so here's what we're going to do on email 2, right? Hey, contact first name. I'd love to talk to you about your taxes and help save you money. If you're down for that, then sign up for a call here, okay? And then the word here, all we're going to do, we're going to come over here to our Go High Level link, but all we're going to do is select this, come over here to add link, click this, URL input, add it in there, right? Text to display is here. The action is, let's say new window, just because, and then we'll go ahead and save it. So now anytime somebody clicks on that, it's going to open our calendar and say, hey, if you want to book a time, then here you go. We're not done yet because whenever you're doing something like this, most of the time you want to kind of have reiterating messages. So we don't want to say it once in email number 2. We want to have email number 3 and number 4 say basically the same thing, right? Just slightly different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all actions from here, which is going to give me both of these. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to paste it, right? We still have 1 day, and now email number 3. And we can change our message to a little bit. We can change our subject line, right? Because maybe the subject line is the reason why they didn't open it in the first place. Okay, so we do that, and then we're going to do the same thing again, right? We're going to go to email number 4 now. Now we have a list, almost like a workflow for people to travel down. So what is the first thing that happens? Somebody signs up using our form to get the accounting checklist. And then we get an email internally saying, hey, Christian, or I shouldn't use my own name. Hey, Jack just signed up for the checklist. And then the system's also going to give Jack that checklist sign up tag so that if we come into our system and we look at it, we can see, oh, hey, Jack signed up and he signed up through this offer, right? Because down the road, you may have multiple offers. You may have ads running. You may have people coming in through YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or whatever else. So it's good to be very specific with your tags. Then we're giving Jack what he asked for, which is his checklist. And then we're waiting for a day because we don't want to be spammy. This could be 1 day, it could be 2 days, it could be a week, however long you want it to be. I typically go with 1 to 2 days on mine. So we wait for a day, and then we send Jack email 2 saying, hey, man, I would love to get to know you, love to help you save some money on your taxes, blah, blah, blah. If you're interested, sign up. And maybe Jack's out of the office that day. Maybe he's out fishing or doing whatever else it is that Jack likes to do, because Jack's not in front of his computer all the time, and he probably has, 6,000 emails sitting there on his computer because he doesn't clear them. Some people do that. Quite a few people, actually. So instead of saying, okay, well, Jack's not interested, we try again after waiting for another day, right? And again, the same thing could happen. So we try again after another day. Now, this system, you can build this as robust as you want. Think, if Jack read this email but didn't do anything, then I want you to send the same email, but with a different, subject line, or, you can change things up that way, or you can make it way longer. You can have email number 247 that sends on, 4 years from now. However you want to build this system out is perfectly fine. And you can also send people from one workflow to another workflow. So, for example, if at the very end of this, we're like, okay, Jack's not interested in it, but maybe, I did write an accounting book that Jack would be interested in. So then we just come over here, we add another step, and we type in workflow. And we can add Jack to that workflow, whatever it is, the accounting book workflow. You know what I mean? It's in here, we select it, and it's done. Obviously, this is the same workflow that we're working on, basically. But if we click on it, we click Save Action, it'll add him to whatever that workflow is, right? The one that we did just before this. So that is the second workflow. But first, let me show you this one really quick. So we have to publish this one, and we're going to fill out our information again. What was it? Christian at paper. Okay, so now we click our button, and it's going to do the exact same thing. All right, so we just got a second email, the same thing. Same information, everything came through, perfect. Same thing is going to happen on our other side, right? 0 minutes ago, perfect, same exact thing, cool. So everything's working properly. We will go back and quickly check our contact. Nice. Checklist sign up, perfect. Now here is where we can kind of see the difference between the first one we ran and the second one we ran, because as some of you may already pick up on, I am actively enrolled in this one, whereas the other one I went straight through and I was total enrolled, and that's it. I am active in this one. Why? Because we have a wait step before I get my first email. So now if we come down here, we can see that I am waiting. Okay, so that's how we know that everything's working properly. At the end of 24 hours from now, right, tomorrow at 8:37 or 8:35, I'm going to get email 2, and then it's going to wait a day, and it's going to send me email 3, and then it's going to wait a day, and it's going to send me email 4. All right, so that is the process. The reason why this is better than the first one that I showed you is because it encompasses the first one while also adding your call to action after that, right? By adding 3 emails, 4 emails, 70 emails. It doesn't matter how many you add to the end of it necessarily, but we're following up. And so that is why it is a lead magnet, because we're giving people a reason to join, right? Hey, get this free checklist. We're giving them a way to sign up. When they sign up, we're giving them the checklist. And then we're not leaving it there and saying, okay, cool. Thanks for taking the checklist. Thanks for your information. We'll see you at an unknown date and time when I finally decide to actually start email marketing to you. But no, we actually can build onto that and further our conversation with this person and try to get them as a paying client. And so that is the beauty of using a system like this. And like I said, you can totally go crazy with this by making a ton more emails. You can add text messages to it. You can add conditionals to see if they're opening them or not. And if they don't, then you send them another the same email with a different subject line. There's tons of stuff that you can do, right? This is just this is the gateway drug right here. This is just this is the first step. So what happens after this? Well, let's say that somebody comes in here and they really like what we're saying here, right? They look at this and they go, yeah, you know what? I would love to save money on our taxes. And so they click the button and they go to the page to sign up on the calendar and they sign up. But then what? That's the third one that we're going to go over. That's the third workflow that we're going to go over. And we're going to cheat a little bit on this one because Go High Level has what is called a recipe for this, and I'll walk you through every step of it, but it makes the follow-up after somebody signs up as an appointment infinitely easier. So we're going to go ahead and go to create workflow, going to go down to select from template. They used to call these recipes, I guess, but now they're templates. And so now recipe appointment confirmation plus reminder. I think this is the one that we want. Let's see. Yep, this is the one we want. Okay, so we're going to choose this template. It's going to add it in here for us. We have this fully pre-built template. So I'm going to explain every piece of this. We're going to walk through it, and then I'm going to show you how it actually works. Okay, and we're actually going to demo it for you. So the first step is we want to go to trigger appointment. Click on this because it's not set up, right? We have event type normal, appointment status is confirmed, but we want to add another filter because we want to tell it exactly what calendar it should expect the appointment in, and that is our accounting calendar. So we want to click save, and we're just also going to change the name here to accounting appointment, just for clarity. And then what I personally like to do is I really like to come in here and I like to add an internal notification here so that I also get a notification of this. So we're going to say email notification from me. Okay, and the user type is going to be a custom email, and it's going to be my personal. Cool. And then the subject line is going to be similar to what we had before. Contact first name, signed up for an accounting appointment. Or just say call. Exclamation point, because it's exciting. You know what I mean? And then same thing here. We can also put this in here if we wanted to and say, signed up. We're sending invites and reminders. Reminders now, right? Cheers, Christian. Cool, nice, simple, sweet. That's an addition here that I really like. The other addition that I really like to do is adding another contact tag. Okay, so we already have checklist sign up. They're already going to have that in this workflow or kind of this funnel that we're building out. But I want to know if somebody actually signs up for a call with me. I want to know whenever I look at my CRM, I can see it next to their name. So we're going to say accounting call scheduled. Okay, super simple. We're going to add that in there. Okay, now what happens is the confirmation email goes out to them. This is auto-populated with a bunch of awesome data, right? Contact first name, appointment dot only start date at approximate only start time, approximate time zone. It's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you. All you really need to do is come in here and replace the Zoom meeting link that it has with your Google business or your Google meeting link or your own Zoom link or however you plan to call them or get it like on a meeting. We've actually had people who don't do any kind of Zoom or Google Meet, and we actually have, hey, Justin will call you from this phone number when it's time. And so we can also put that in there. It'll also say location name. Location name is the name of the business. So just think Paper Grows Digital, whatever the name of your company is, so on and so forth. And then also you can add these to your Google Calendar, Outlook. You can cancel it or reschedule it. So for the time being, we're just going to click save on that. Okay. 24 hours before the appointment starts. This is how this looks, right? When is before, and we're actually tracking the time 1 day, 24 hours before it's going to let people pass this, right? So this is our wait. We'll be waiting here until 24 hours before the appointment, at which time we move down here. And it's going to send us another email and say, hey, just a friendly reminder because people forget, people are busy. They're not always looking at their email. Just so you know, in 24 hours, your appointment's happening, okay? And then we're going to wait for 1 hour before. And now we're going to do something new, right? We're sending them the same email. Like we said, it starts in an hour, but we're also sending them a text message, okay? Hi, Justin. Just a friendly reminder on that our appointment is in 1 hour at location name. So this would kind of prompt them to check their email so that they can get the link and kind of go from there. Likewise, we're going to do it one more time at 5 minutes before the meeting. So we're going to come in here and send them an email and a text message reminder. One thing to mention here, if you are not A2P approved, which you can Google what that is, basically it means that you are approved to send text messages as a business, then these text messages will not go out. They will be failed to deliver. But if you do actually set that up, then what's going to happen is you're going to send out text messages. And it's pretty great because text messages have like a 97% open rate and it's amazing. So what I want to do for you guys at this point is let's test this and make sure that everything works properly. So we obviously have gone through this. We know what's going to happen. So my expectation is I fill out the appointment, right? Because we already have it, the accounting calendar. Anytime there's an appointment in that calendar, it's going to kick off this workflow. We're going to get an internal notification, right? That's going to be to my personal email address telling me, hey, this person signed up. I'm going to get a tag added to my name, or whoever is signing up, they're going to get a tag added to their name, basically saying, hey, they have an appointment coming up. And then we're going to send them, the client in this situation or the lead in this situation, we're going to actually send them the link and all the information to sign up. Okay, so let's just go ahead and click save. Come over here to our calendar. I'm going to refresh this just for the sake of seeing if it helps, I guess. And we're going to set something up for tomorrow, and I want to set it up for 1 p.m. We'll select this, and we have to fill in our information. We'll just click this. Perfect. And we click schedule meeting. Perfect. Okay, our meeting has been scheduled. We can do Google Calendar. We can do all of this other stuff, whatever we want to do. But the most important thing is, did it fire off what we want? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is the internal. Hey, Christian just signed up for an accounting call. That is awesome. And then, of course, since I signed up as myself, I also got sent the message, hey, Christian, just wanted to confirm that our call is on February 3rd, 2026 at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll shoot you a few reminders leading up to the call. Thanks, Christian Helms Media, right? So I can add the event here, whatever else. I can also send the link in here. But let's go make sure really quick that everything fired off and that now I have 2 tags. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have 2 tags, right? Because I signed up with the other one on accident. So yeah, so accounting call scheduled. So now that means that we have a call scheduled for tomorrow. So if I select this, let's see, month view, boom, there I am. So when the time comes, I can come down here to location, right? Whatever we set it up as, and click the link to join it. This will also integrate with any other, so if you use Google Calendar like I do, you can actually go into your Google Calendar, click on the event, and join the location there. And you can also come into calendars, calendar settings, connections, and then if you come over to video conferencing, if you're like, hey, Google Meet, I want to set it up, you can add it right here, or you can add new and do Zoom or Microsoft Teams also. And that will kind of start populating links and stuff for you so that you can join. So these 3 automations are the automations that I use the most. And I think that every single business owner probably could get some value out of. Even if you don't have a service, you don't have a reason to do appointments with people, the lead magnet and welcome workflow is a really, really good way to generate not only leads, but sales for your business. Now you've got the core automation set up. Leads get tagged, welcomed, and followed up with automatically. The next step is making sure that every lead enters this system in the first place. In the next video, I will show you how to capture and organize every lead in Go High Level so nothing slips through the cracks. Anyway, guys, take care.